system. Like, great, everybody get educated. Yes, very pro education. However, the way that we are taught in school, we are taught to be workers. We are not taught to be innovators, and we are not taught to problem solve. We're taught to regurgitate. We're taught to memorize and repeat things, right? Yep. So it's simply a lot of the time because no one has been taught to think differently. It's not about writing even. It's about how you think.
Yep. Yeah. So how did you know that, hey, you know what? I can teach people how to be a copywriter. I can start a company. And how'd you have the confidence that, hey, you know what? I can do this?
The messy middle. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was a slow burn. And I think a lot of times people see the shiny end result and they don't really understand how slowly that process can happen sometimes. So I would say it took about a year of ramping up my learning of copywriting and dialing down my work as an actor. And then eventually the paths crossed and writing overtook acting. And it naturally kind of happened. And I started small. I really got honest with myself at first of like, okay, how do I want to make money? I knew I wanted it to be on my own time. I knew I didn't want to work for like a big company. I was still kind of being an actor, doing that thing. And I needed like an extra side hustle. So I started on a freelance platform and I thought, I'm just going to get like 4 projects under my belt and see if I even like this. And immediately it became very clear to me from the feedback that I was getting, you're really good at this. Like, you should keep going. So every time I got a new client, I would start to invest a little bit more in learning the science part of being a copywriter. And then over the course of a year, I really became an expert. It happened slow. It's not very glamorous.
No, not at all. Not at all. So who's your, I guess, ideal client?
A small business owner or an entrepreneur who is working by themselves or with a very small team, who understands that communicating with their ideal customers is the #1 way that they can increase their conversions. I love when a small business owner comes to me and they're like, I know I have this great idea, or I know I have this great product, but I can't seem to connect with people and I can't seem to make people understand the value that I'm providing. So I come in and it's almost like therapy in many ways, where we really dial in, okay, what is your value? What's the worth that you are giving people? What is making people so grateful they found you? And that's when the magic happens. And once we start, verbal vomiting what that looks like, then I can come in and be like, okay, then we're going to craft it in this way. And you're going to put it on your website, and using nothing but words, you're going to 3x your conversions. It's amazing. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. And every time it's amazing. It's amazing because it's just words. It's not a fancy algorithm. It's not a technology. It's just words.
Yeah. It happens like magic.
It happens like magic. That's why I named my company Magic Words.
Perfect. Yeah. What about if the opposite is true? You meet some people and they don't see the value of copywriting. They don't see the value of using certain words, whether it's speaking on their website or it could be any form of content. There's some people that, I'll give you an example. There's a lady I met last week. She's an insurance agent, right? And she said she knows what she should be doing. I should be doing videos on LinkedIn. I should be posting a blog every once in a while. I should be getting, I should change my website and get names and email addresses, but she hasn't done it yet. Right? How do you handle situations like that?
I walk away with grace and I let them come to their own conclusions.
Mm.
So just getting a little bit more personal. At first, when I started my company, I would try to convince people of my worth. I would try to explain to them over and over and over, like, no, you don't understand. Like, if you want that result, if you really want that result, then this is what you need to be doing. And here, I'm going to spend all of this time without you paying me. And I'm going to like make you like me. And I'm going to convince you of my worth, right? And to be very transparent, it was in doing a lot of personal work, especially when the pandemic hit, and getting into therapy and understanding like not other people's emotional work is not my emotional work. All I can do is show them the results and say, listen, businesses that invest in copywriting see 300% more conversions than businesses who don't. If you would like to have 300% better results, I would love to help you. But if you don't want to be here, then I can't help you. I can't help you. It's their journey.
Yeah, I have some experience with that. I gave a guy his money back.
Yeah, and God, is that hard to do? Like, no small potatoes. It is really hard, like emotionally, to walk away from money, especially if you're in business for yourself, if you're a small business, a freelancer, what have you. It's one of the hardest things to do, but it is one of the most valuable skills that you can learn.
Yeah. Especially if you're just getting started. At the time, this is like my second year being a freelancer. And I did everything I could. You know, he didn't do anything. Yeah. So I just said, hey, you know what, man? I can't help you. You know?
That's right. You couldn't.
So I PayPal his money back, and boy, he was blowing my phone up.
Yeah.
He must be a Republican.